Watch the seismograph needle. One moment it's resting calmly, and the next you see it suddenly jump. That invisible shockwave instantly fractured the physical stability of the entire Venezuelan region. Infrastructure across whole communities buckled under the strain. Roads split, power lines went down, and the physical foundations of normal life simply collapsed. The human cost of that collapse is staggering. Nearly 1,943 people are confirmed dead, many found under multi-story buildings like this one, which pancaked entirely into layers of concrete rubble. Survivors were left to navigate the literal ruins of their world, walking together across streets split by deep fissures, carrying what little they could salvage from their homes. An event this sudden and this massive forces a reckoning with how fragile our lives really are. When faced with this kind of senseless loss, we instinctively demand an answer to why. Often, that instinct turns cruel. We find ourselves looking for a reason to blame the victims, perhaps assuming they were somehow worse sinners, enduring a specific divine judgment. In the Gospel of Luke, Jesus explicitly addresses this mindset. When asked about a local disaster, he rejected the idea that those who died were more guilty than anyone else. From this perspective, a natural disaster is a sign that demands an immediate, compassionate response, rather than a tool for human judgment. If we aren't supposed to look back at the why, how are we instructed to interpret what's happening? The discourse in Matthew 24 provides a lens. There, Jesus lists events like earthquakes and famines as significant markers of the times. He used the original Greek term archaeodenon to describe these markers. This diagram maps that concept. Archaeodenon translates to birth pains. It follows a timeline moving through an intense, high-pressure bottleneck that eventually opens into something new. This perspective acknowledges the agonizing, escalating pain of the disaster, while viewing it as the necessary labor preceding new life. This labor pain metaphor changes the question from "why did this happen?" to "what is next?" The first response is internal. The disaster acts as a personal wake-up call for our own spiritual readiness, rather than a mirror used to judge others. The second response is outward action. Here, rescue workers and civilians search through dangerous concrete debris together, working under the hoisted Venezuelan flag. Practical aid, like the distribution of these food supplies, becomes a physical demonstration of compassion in a broken world. In this view, being watchful means matching inward reflection with immediate outward humanitarian empathy. As these global labor pains increase, the emotional weight can lead straight to despair. Yet the prophetic worldview points toward a final restoration. The current pain is seen as the struggle of a world being renewed into a totally new creation. That hope is anchored in the text of 2 Peter 3:13. This verse promises new heavens and a new earth in which righteousness dwells. It describes a permanent end to the disasters of our current reality. The tragedy in Venezuela remains heartbreaking, a harsh reminder of how temporary our current world is. It serves as a call to actively serve the brokenhearted today, while holding to the promise of an eternal restoration.